Alright, we're going to add presence tracking using Phoenix Presence. So it provides tracking to processes and channels. This behavior provides presence features for a given topic. Start by defining a presence module within your application which uses Phoenix Presence. So we'll take this and we'll create a new file. So previously presence was in the spaces folder. We can do that the same. Okay, we'll just throw that in here. Presence. Okay. Paste. So this is XR web. Okay, it wasn't web before. I think. What is? Yeah, this is web. So maybe we should move its location to the web folder. Spaces, presence. Use Phoenix Presence, OTP, XR, and the pub sub server is. Do I have anything that's pub sub? Yes. XR pub sub. And let's move this file to the web channels. It's not a channel. I guess move it out here then. Okay. Move the XR spaces presence to the XR web and just put it there. So let's call this presence. Okay, next. PubSub server must point to an existing PubSub. Okay. Next, add the supervisor to your supervision tree. Phoenix PubSub and then put the module. So let's go to application. Where is our PubSub? Here it is. Start the PubSub system. Start presence. So it's the XR web presence. Once added, presences can be tracked in your channel after joining. And so we can send self after join in our SpaceChannel. After you join, send self an after join message, then handle your after join message. Presence, and we'll have to alias this module. Track socket assigns the user ID. So we don't yet have a user ID, so we're gonna have to handle that. Push present state, which is presence list. Present track user ID with whatever information we want for that. So we're going to need to establish a user ID. Let's finish this. Fetching the presence information. The function must return a map of data matching the outline presence data, including fetch, topic, presences. Where do you put this? It's triggered when using list. Okay, so here when we use list, presence is okay. Presence is using presence. So here we can implement a fetch function, right? Is that what we did before? Yes, fetch. Okay, so we can use this as inspiration. Just copy that comment, go through it later. So we also need to handle set user ID in session. And the way we did this before, let's do a search, user ID. I think was in some plug. So if we look at router, here it is, maybe assign unique ID. And let's go look for that. Maybe assign unique ID. Here's user auth. And how is this available here? So for user auth. Okay, it's imported into, okay, so it's available here. Okay, import web plugs. I imported everything from here. Import plug, import controller, routes helper, remember me options, max age, login user, maybe write me cookie, new session, logout user. So you get session to see if there's a unique ID. This unique ID, should we just use user ID? Okay, let's not think too much about that. Let's just grab this for now and put it into a file on the side. So under the web directory, let's add a folder for plugs. And I will just say let's call these identity X and def module xr web dot plugs identity. Fix this function, and we need to import plug dot what was it? Plug dot con. Alright, so we're past the con and some options, and we get the session looking for a unique ID. If the unique ID is not set, then we create a random ID. Do we already have a random ID? Random ID. Oh, we do have utils here. Rand ID. And that's the unusual naming. Who's using it? Rand ID. Okay, let's replace all with random ID. Okay. So over here we'll use the XR util random ID. The XR utils. Okay, and we put into the session the value of the and then we assign we put it into the session and we also assign it into the con. Otherwise we just return the con as normal. Is this shorter if we write it this way? Case, maybe unique ID do, and if it's nil, do something. All other cases, don't have to do anything, just return the con. But if it is nil, then do this stuff. We have the unique ID, con, put that in, then assign to the con unique ID. Okay, about the same number of lines, but I think this path is maybe slightly less confusing, but at least assigns into the con. Now you don't need to do it though because you've done it the first time. But here we are checking the session every time, and the con needs to be set every time. So actually the way it was is fine. Okay, so now in our routers we import this thing. Which allows us to put this into web. Help with identity. pipe through browser. Browser, and we'll plug, maybe, what was it? Maybe assign their ID. So let's see what happens. Open up, go post, jump into spaces, jump into space. We're in here, and I have no idea if the session is set. Cool, but we got this far. User ID is not found. Channel and the space channel, because we need to use socket assigns. Oh, right. We need the session. All right. One moment. Let me inspect what's in the socket. I'll inspect socket, label socket. And don't try to do this yet. Don't try to do this yet. Channel PID, handler, ID, join ref, join, false, private, pub sub server, space. Okay, here's the topic. Plug. And how do we get the how did we do this before? In the space channel, they had, seems like it was in the socket member ID. How did we join this thing? Let's see. So the orchestrator has this user, user token, and it was the user socket that set the member ID here. So, and it did this by verifying socket token. Verify. And this thing on our side, our socket is just giving back socket. So we didn't do this part. And the thing that's creating the user token on the other side, here we get this user token. Let's search for user token. That's building a user token from email, that init, room controller, user token here. Member ID of the connection user token. Con assigns unique ID. Okay. We grab these things. Let's put them into the identity here. Private functions. Whoops. Token with unused member IDs. Unused, okay. So running through this, we go to the router. Import identity only this thing. It takes 2, right? Expect a keyword list with integer values. Like so. Okay. And so at the end of this plug, it will assign unique ID as a key into the connection. And then we also have this function that will look inside the connection. Connection assigns unique ID, calling that member ID, and then it will create a user token out of this. And we will expose that to the front end inside Plug. Inside the SpaceController. Here we are going to give back user token will be user token, give it the con. So we need to import the XR web.plugs.identity only user token 1. Undefined or private. Non-private. Okay. So with this, we can use user token, and in the show HTML, can say that window user token equal to user token. Oh, VR meet. VR. Whoops. VR meet. The XR web. Okay, inspect the source. Okay, we need a quote around that. And, okay, so if user token is that way, then the orchestrator, when we're joining with params, we can send the user token window user tokens. That's going to come into the params. Is that how we did it before? So we pass that into the connection. Show user token, there it is. And then, where's the orchestrator? Orchestrator. Space broker channel. Let's log. Let's see, where's the user token? Okay, user token. TypeScript. Okay, it was given here. Okay, it was passed in as part of the socket token, this user token, so it's just given as token. Gotcha. So here, we'll just say token. Then in our user socket, we're going to verify this business. So verify. So we'll implement a verify. verify socket, and if we get OK and a value, we'll assign that as member ID into the socket. Otherwise, we'll give a error message. That seems okay. What's the matter with this? Token does not exist and is being expanded to token. Please use parentheses to remove the ambiguity or change the variable name. Okay. Let's look at the previous user socket. Okay. So they dereferenced the params. There we go. Now it's unambiguous, and we'll put it into the socket, which makes it finally available in the channel. It will be in the socket. So if we just load the page again, when we do the inspect, we should see assigns, still nothing. Okay. And getting something here, assign, still nothing. Channel. Oh, well, wait. Let's see. Okay, what is this value? Copy. Token verify. Okay. We don't want to do that because the scope is here. That's all we want, right? Yes. All right. Refresh. And now we have a member ID, right? Excellent. So now we can go back to the space channel. It is in the socket now. After join, we will now track the presence. Socket assigns the member ID, and we'll push present state. And then in the orchestrator connected a socket, we join the channel when we're joining. Okay. Join successfully should give us the list of joins and SpaceChannel on. Join, leave, on close, on error, on message. Okay, so I think on message might match anything, right? On this, do a callback off push. Which I'm not sure what this does. On, close, do something on. Let's see the implementation of this. Socket, review channel, on message, make reference. Well, the message we're sending here is SpaceChannel present state. So when we receive this message on the orchestrator side, SpaceChannel on state runs just console log present state params. Okay, start the server. Okay, my present state joined successfully, and okay, I just got this information. Joined successfully. It's my own ID, presumably. Is that what we're expecting? If we go to here, we get joined successfully and the response. That's it. We handle a join. We say no reply. Socket in here. After join, we push present state. Let's open this up in Firefox as well. Fire, come on. Or Edge, doesn't matter. Local host 4000. Whoa. DevTool console. Okay. Enter this one. Okay, present state has both of them. Okay, so and now let's check the other side. The Chrome browser should have gotten a presence diff or something. No? I think I need to track that. Presence diff. So orchestrator. Sorry, not this one. Orchestrator TS. Also tell me about presence diff. now we have joins and leaves. K7F, the other side. K7, and somebody joined. So if I close this one and close all windows, we'll get a leave. Okay, so we've got Phoenix presence tracking now.